What's going on, friends? Back again with another weekly market review. As always, gonna have a quick look at a few coins on the charts chosen by you guys. And before we get started, just the usual disclaimer: none of this is considered as financial advice. It's purely educational. All of that. So yeah, let's get cracking on ahead. It's been a good week in the markets. So let's get right into it. So as always, we're going to start off with Bitcoin, the king, the don. So let's see what's going on. I'm going to start off on a weekly chart and then just break down into a daily. Might refine it down a little bit further, but we'll see. So where are we? Week beginning 3rd of February. So last week we talked about breaching this bearish order block. We then talked about the opening on this one as the next level to look out for. So that was 9766. So what's happened since last week? A week is a long time in crypto. In fact, I've not got that marked out, so let's get that on there. So there we go. So that's our initial reference point, and then I think we also did a simple fib of the range and looked at the mean threshold, the 50% range, and kind of identified these two ranges as the next area of interest that we're going to be looking out for on the upside. So that was 9766, let's say 9750 to 10149. So we'll just say again, maybe, I don't know, 10,150. So they're the two areas we're looking for. So let's refine that down to a daily. See what's happened since then. So last market review we did was the 29th, so it was this day here. At the time we talked about how price had run up, it had breached these daily bearish order blocks, breached the body at least. So we can say that these are no longer valid, they've failed or they've been reclaimed. So we then talked about kind of looking for this level as the next level on the way up. So as you can see, since then we've kind of consolidated. So this was a candle here, 29th. So in the last week, we've kind of just consolidated around this range. Interesting thing is that it's not really retraced too deep. And also on the day we're doing this, there's a really nice bullish engulfing candle. I mean, I don't know if that includes the wick or not, but I'll use the bodies. It's a nice beefy candle. See something similar here? Ring any bells? See something similar here, or here, and here as well. Here as well. So yeah, all in all, looking very bullish at the moment. I'm not recommending that to anyone as a sign of entry or getting involved, but if you are going to be trading this, you're probably looking for entries on the upside for a better return right now. So that's Bitcoin. Nothing much has really changed in terms of our upside targets. We talked about those levels initially, but also if this is going to move, and we know how Bitcoin can move fast and powerfully at times, we're going to be looking at taking all these unrun stops from last year, potentially one by one. So let's see how that goes. And then I guess before we move on to the altcoins, the last thing I wanted to touch on, a few people are mentioning the halving. So let's actually see what happened last time around, just so you've got a reference point. So I believe the Bitcoin halving was somewhere in July. I think it was around this couple of weeks here or something. I'm just laughing because I remember this period of my life so well, and it's just crazy to think like how 4 years have gone. I'm now measuring my life based on when Bitcoin halvings happened rather than memorable moments. So yeah, I guess it is what it is. So just one thing I want to touch on. Look where we were at this point 4 years ago and where price was in terms of a range. And then look how this thing broke out. So it did take a couple of weeks and months, so there's no rush on this. And then, the eventual top was potentially around about, what I remember, around about 3 or 4 weeks before the halving happened itself. Following the halving, we actually had a fundamental news event which kind of led the price to break down. And I truly believe this is kind of what held Bitcoin back last time around from actually just pumping a lot earlier than what it did. As you see, a few months later, it just kind of recovered and moved through. Anyone who remembers or anyone who wasn't there, this was a Bitfinex hack. I believe 130,000 Bitcoin was stolen, including some of mine. Very unfortunate at the time, but just a very timely reminder that, if you are relying on Bitcoin as an investment to pay your house, pay a deposit, pay for your wedding, pay for your car, live off, etc., you are at the whim of any exchange going down for your wealth or your investment to be worthless or very difficult to get hold of. So just always bear that in mind, guys. We're 4 years on, and this event is still very fresh in my mind. So yeah, that was just kind of a little bit about Bitcoin. Currently in a consolidation, as we mentioned. So if you're going to be going long, keep an eye out for long signals. I mean, go on, while we're talking about this, let's just have a quick look. So I'm going to refine down to a 4 hour and an hour for entry purposes. So let's say someone is trading this on a long basis. Again, you've got your perfect entry here. Boom, price dips down, hits the order block levels, and you're probably looking for, a takeout of the previous high. So, all in all, your trade is looking good right now. Again, you want to be looking for these setups. You can then refine that down to an hourly. Boom, boom, boom. You got your entry here. Potentially when this high breaks is on this candle, you could potentially just look to get in at one of these order blocks, either this one if you could, or you wait for a bit more, you can get in at this one, put your stops underneath, and you'll take profit here, however you want to work. But just an insight to show you that, trading isn't difficult when the market's flowing with you. If anything, you really want to be waiting for phases where there is a clear direction rather than just kind of trading for the sake of it. Because it's seen as the cool thing to do. So, yeah, that's Bitcoin. Moving on. Thank you very much for everyone who's kind of picked their coins. Again, we're looking for as much engagement as we can on this every week. Whole idea of this show is to kind of show you technical analysis on coins that you're interested in. So next one that we had was HLX, and I believe it's Hilux, whatever you say. I don't know. Boom, okay, just looking at this doesn't look like a good chart, guys. Down from its all-time highs. I believe it was launched in May of last year. That's when it started trading on CoinMarketCap. In fact, let's pull Caprica because I prefer their platform. So let's pull it up. Sorry, one moment. Let's put my phone on silent. Right, so as you can see, it's not looking too good, guys, for this coin. Without actually looking at any of the fundamentals for this, I don't really know what's going on. Not really going to dig into that. This whole idea is technical analysis. If we're looking at the short term, this is kind of a coin, where, we don't know if a bottom's been found, but maybe this is a short term bottom. Liquidity is very low. So, yeah, very difficult for me to advise on this in terms of upside, downsides. I would just say, if this is your coin, you're trading in it, if it's a low cap coin, just make sure that there's enough liquidity for you to be able to get out, place your orders and be patient. And yeah, I guess that's about it really. So we can't really tell much from that. So thanks for whoever picked Hilux. But yeah, sorry I couldn't tell you more. So I'm going to move on to the next one, which is Veil. Proof of work coin that was launched in January of last year. Pulling that up on the dollar chart. One thing we can see here clearly compared to Hilux, we've actually got a cycle for reference. So launch, low, high, break of previous low, retrace, break of previous low, then move down, consolidation. So right now, pretty much been in a consolidation phase since December. So around about 2 months, just over. Again, not really kind of much to tell off this chart. If you are a kind of a more risk adverse trader, you could potentially start getting interested in this coin now in this accumulation range. From I, looks like 3.5 cents to 4.5 cents or 4 cents seems like a good mean range for you to start getting involved in this. On the upside, people are talking about coins 5xing, 10xing. I wouldn't get so excited just yet. Those seasons are very, very few and far between, i.e. they're once every 4 years. It's not going to happen just yet. Be patient, guys. If you're going to be trading this, areas of interest would be this potential resistance or support turned resistance level here. That's 7.2, so you could even just push that to 8 cents. So still potential for a double here, guys. And then if it was to run, you'd probably be looking at like this level here, maybe 10 to 12 cents. And then start taking out these highs 16, 24, 29. But yeah, it's going to take some serious momentum to do that. And again, last thing on this, just by looking at the eye, the volume looks volumized, so I don't know how reliable that is. If you ever see consistent volume like this and price is not moving one way or the other, very difficult to assume that that's legit volume. If this was legit consolidation volume, you'd see potential low bar volumes and you'd see spikes when it hits certain levels, potential represented then will move up as well because the liquidity is low. Yeah, so that's Veil looking decent, but you'd probably want to wait for confirmation before you get involved. Next one, we're moving on to Zero. Now, this really caught my eye. We're a big fan of this project. We've reviewed their project twice over at Proof of Review. Really big fan of kind of the technology that they're using, the community ethos, etc., and the fact that it's a really low cap privacy coin that doesn't really get much attention. So let's pull this up. And as you can see, boom, kind of had a lot of movement on this. So I believe last time we talked about this, I'm not 100% sure when we did the review, but I'm pretty sure it was around about September, October time. So I remember looking at this chart, I can't be bothered pulling up the review, but yeah, I remember looking at this chart and kind of looking at these levels here and saying, yeah, looks decent. It's going to be a break. There's two lows here for reference, but they seem to be very spiky. So as you can see, low here on this day, bounce back up. Low here for one day even, bounce back up. So all in all, very nice looking chart. Someone's potentially got from the bottom a 4, so 6 or 7x, so potentially a 7x from the bottom, which is very nice in these kind of markets. Looking forward for Zero, don't get involved here, guys. Wait for any retrace. But when I say don't get involved, if you zoom out, you can kind of see. Hey, I thought I turned this on silent. Right, as you zoom out, you can potentially see the potential of this coin. So, Zero, all in all, very solid fundamental project. If you guys want to know any more about the fundamentals, you can check out their review over on our website on the reviews page. But yeah, all in all, very nice looking chart. If you've missed this move, let's see if we can find another coin which is going to have a similar parabolic move. So we'll move on from Zero. Next areas of interest, because it's taken out these previous highs, I wouldn't expect much more of a run immediately. It'll probably retrace before it does. But again, big difference here compared to the last coin we've seen. Got like a volumizer on here or something, and now this looks like more organic volume because volume is increasing as price is significantly increasing as well. So as you see on them volume bars, pretty much its highest traded volume since its all-time highs in that crazy winter of 2017. So that's Zero. Thank you very much for the gentleman who chose those two. Next one is going to be Holochain or HOT, as we know. And again, this is another chart that kind of piqued my attention. So in terms of market structure, I hope you guys are seeing the same thing that I am when I look at these things. Compared to the previous consolidation ranges we've seen, this actually looks a little bit nicer. Volume is more organic. Price is moving up. We've got some structure. We've got bottoms put in, higher low, another higher low, higher highs. So this is all looking a lot better than some of the ones we've seen previously today. In terms of where this is going, again, we can see this accumulation range here before the big price movement out. It's actually took place twice here. Whoa, what beautiful W. If you guys ever want to see what a W looks like, there you go. Boom. Perfect, right? Very, very underrated trading strategy. Finding a bottom using a shape. I know it sounds dumb, but it is. Right, okay, so again, you can kind of see another bottom put in here. So this range seems like it's a very sensitive area. 0.0004 cents to 0.006 cents. You can see price dipped in once, run away, price dipped in again, and we never really came back, although we did kind of retrace once before. So all in all, before I start waffling, HOT's looking decent. Areas of interest on the upside, taking out these highs, going into this previous area of support, now potentially turning into resistance, which is at 0.0077, so potentially up to about 0.0008 cents. What do we call this? A centoshi or something like that? I don't know. So 80,000 Toshis, we could say, is the next area. And again, as like Zero, this has got potentially a long way to run from where it is now. It's its all-time high was at 260,000 Satoshis. So right now, that's what, 10, 40x away, a little bit less actually. But yeah, you get the point. So these things are looking decent. Again, these are exactly the sort of charts you want to be pulling up. Okay, we've seen zero, had a really nice move, but you want to find it before they do. So this is looking nice as well. Going to move on to the next one, which is Elrond. Again, a nice looking chart, guys. So we've seen bottom, retest that range, and boom, popping off. So what have we gone from? 150,000 Efoshi to 190. So this again looks like it's got room to go. Only thing I would be cautious about with this, guys, it's an IEO from Binance of 2019. Are going to be some back holders in this who maybe potentially all bought here, etc. So, if you are in this, just have a look at the books, plan your orders accordingly. If you aren't in this but interested in getting in, again, have a quick scan of the order books on the sell side to actually see where the resistance is going to be. You'll be surprised how often the sell orders line up with previous areas of buying. So Elrond, I guess that's all I have to say for this right now. Look, as we can see, it's probably retracing a bit as well. So maybe if you do want to get in this, like this whole area here, probably not what you're looking at. Get a text rectangle up. This area is what you want to be looking at. So even just as a round number, 0016. Okay, alright, moving on. NPX, I got a little confused with this and I had a look and I see it's Napoleon. So, greeting to our friend, man like Napoleon, Bonaparte and all that. So let's pull this up. Whoa. Right, okay, so, look like it's a coin is just kind of not really done much. Well, I say that, I now look at the price and I can see the difference in the discrepancy. So again, coin that's been out for a while. It's actually nearly 2 years old. I don't know anything about it fundamentally. It's the first time I'm ever looking at this. Well, look decent. So we found its all-time low back in the ultimate bear market of November 2018. Boom, tick sign there. Then had a retrace according to how markets went last year. So we had this April-May period. Then kind of just slowly been dying off. So whether this is a proof of work coin, I don't know. The volume doesn't really tell as much as well. It just seems to be consistent. This volume is much more cleaner than this. This is just more block-like. And then looking at where price is now is nice. So let's mark out previous order blocks just so you guys can have a reference point. And again, this is very easy to do once you know how to do it. So we've got all these few candles here. I'm just going to take all of them and just use them all for reference. Let's zoom this out. It's been a while since I've drawn a long ass rectangle. So whatever you guys are doing now, trust me, I've done it before. So if you're doing these long ass rectangle things, I said do them all the time. Just don't need them anymore after a while. So there you go. Boom, dipped into the zone. We're talking about W's. You can probably see it, but if you're a wallet and you can't, let me put it on for you. There you go. We've broken this high, so actually looking quite bullish for this, to be honest. I'm not really going to give too much in terms of price recommendations because I don't know much fundamentally about the coin. But all I can see by eye, 20 cents is probably going to be a resistance level, or between 17.5 and 20. If it breaks that, you've then got 25 cents, 30, and then if it breaks that, this thing could run and really run. So actually looks really decent. Only worrying thing would be is an absolute lack of volume. Nothing really there. So just be conscious of that, guys, wherever that's trading. Next coin, Syscoin. Wow, this makes me feel old. So I'm an ICO buyer from this in 2014. Geez, 6 years of my life. Obviously not holding this anymore, but yeah, kind of every time I think about this coin, it takes me back to those heady days of 2014. If anyone was around, you know what I'm talking about. Forget 2017, 2014 was where it was at, I'm telling you. Right, so let's have a look. So zooming out, you can see it's kind of had a really big market cycle, now pretty much retraced back to its original level before the cycle. Again, it's probably potentially got a long room to go. This is just 2.5 cents or just above. We've got all this range to work with. Very decent. Yeah, it is. This is looking nice. Now, one thing you can guarantee about CIS, it's always kind of got its brand name, so the new people don't know about it, but the old market makers do. So whenever market makers jump on this thing absolutely flies. People who know it will know what I'm talking about. If you don't, get to know. Go through the old charts, pull the stuff up, and see how voracious this thing can get. I mean, look at this pump. Jeez, I remember this. Remember this very well. So I believe a guy was desperate to sell his CIS for like 80 sats, and he goes, "Oh, 2 BTC, take it." So I was just too lazy to get it. I couldn't be bothered at this time. I remember I got back into work early part of 2016. So anyway, this guy took it, and yeah, I think he bought a car off this or something. Got a very good pump. I mean, look, thing went to 0.18 cents, and it was literally nothing. This thing was worthless. So anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. On the upside, got a bit of nostalgia with this. On the upside, yeah, you're potentially going to want to look at reclaiming these levels. So 4 to 5 cents. So still a 2x in here easily. And if this thing runs, it's going to take out these highs, these, and potentially run into this 15 cents. So, decent return available on this if you're able to be patient and keep a tight stop. So that is CIS. And then the last coin of the day is going to be DAPS token. So this is down in our community review vote at the moment. Sorry, I can't get my words out. And yeah, it's kind of leading the way, I think. So let's have a quick look at the chart. Okay, now again, I hope you guys are learning to see what I'm seeing. So in terms of its consolidation phase, it's kind of gone back to all-time lows that it had previously, broken those, then come up and now kind of consolidated in a level just above that, and actually timing nicely with season as well. Now the only thing I would say is we've not really got much structure here to work off, so if you're going to be interested in this, maybe be a little bit more patient for a safer entry. But if you're a risk taker, which most of us are, it actually looks like a decent level to get involved. So what is this? I'm just going to draw it out. So again, it's easier. I just used to do this all the time on all the charts, and then I just used to put alarms at the top and bottom and just buy in these ranges. So as you can see, you don't have to formal win either. Where you've got 2nd of January to the 17th, so that's 2 weeks. You've got another week here to get involved. So 3 weeks. You could just put one portion of your order every day and do that for 33 days and do 3% at a time, or 4% or 5%, whatever. Don't formal into these things all in one go. It's not worth it. So anyway, that's enough for the charts for today. Just to say, guys, we added a new exchange tool on our website recently. Basically allows you to compare exchanges, etc. I'd highly recommend it. I don't think I have it to hand now. I'll have to pull it up, but I'll put the link in the description down below. Basically, the idea is, we're going to be trading these things heavily again for the next 2 years now. As a consumer, you should really be knowing where you're trading. You should know how much the fees are. You should be able to compare those, whether the exchange is KYC, whether it's multilingual, do they have support, what's the withdrawal fee, what's the security rating, all of those things. And I've kind of put it in one easy to use chart for people that they're then able to filter and break down based on their need. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that, you can check it out in the link below, or just hit up our website at proofreview.com. And then finally, might be changing these over to Sunday night, guys. So this might be the last one for a week and a half. As always, if you've got any comments, leave them in the comments below. If you guys want any more coins to be looked at, please let us know. And yeah, it'd be nice if you could like and share with your friends. I broke 100 subscribers recently, so really now kind of targeting the next 100. It would be really nice. Could start growing this with your help and kind of supporting you along your journey to find the right coins. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to start chatting shit, otherwise I'm waffling on. Thanks a lot everyone for watching, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye bye.